Bitmine Immersion stock is a company which we've looked at many a time on the channel before, and after a big bounce on Friday of 12.07%, the question is, where do we go next? Well, this stock appears to be making a slightly impressive turnaround. The question is though, will it last into the upcoming week? Well, I'll be giving you my personal thoughts and opinions on all of that over the course of this video, although do remember to do your own research because I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. If you do enjoy these videos though, please do let me know by liking them and subscribing. Now I've said all that, we might as well jump straight in. And what I first want to acknowledge is the gains that we have seen in the Friday trading session. So let's just zoom out actually to a really simplified chart, and we'll start off on the 1 day. On the 1 day we are seeing a gain of 12%. That is really nice to see. However, after a week or a couple of weeks where we've seen a lot of volatility, and most notably recently, somewhat the downtrend on the stock, right, especially over the past 5 days, especially over the past month period, or the past couple of days and last month, since about the 13th, the question is this finally the turnaround point? Well, to me, a few things stand out. I'm actually going to start off on this chart here, where we can see a bit more of the context. Now, you guys already know this massive run that we've seen before coming down to levels back here around 31, and now we are hitting a consistent bottom, a consistent level of support, which appears to be around $47, $47.10, something in that range. So we're finding that bottom around there, we're holding onto that bottom both here and here at 2 points in the last couple of days, and now of course we've seen the stock bounce from there. Now, what's also interesting to note, in my opinion at least, is a further 2.5% gain in the after hours trading session. And actually this bounce does somewhat resemble what we saw back here to a degree, right? We finally found a level of support, and then after essentially bouncing off of it twice, we started to make a bit of a recovery. Now, is it too soon to say whether this one's about to do the same yet again? In my opinion, yeah, absolutely too soon to say. I could not confidently confirm that at this current stage. However, there are a few things that I'm looking for to hold up into the next couple days. Obviously, into the next few trading days, we want to see some green. We want to see some momentum. This, to me, is going to be quite fundamental. I think we want to see this one continue to rise for now so that we can see the actual trend change play out. What we tend to see in a lot of different scenarios is we get a little bit of green and, we think things are going up before they drop to the same levels or drop potentially lower. Even if that does happen, we're going to need to bounce off that same 47.15, 47.5, 47.10. We don't want to drop below that under any circumstances at this point. Is this a very risky entry point? Yes, I personally do think it is, but is there a potential argument here that this could be an interesting turnaround? I also think that is true. And the reason why I say that is because it basically is going to depend on your own risk tolerance, right? It depends on how you want to play it. Now, with that being said, from where we are now, we've broken above levels at 52, which is a previous level of support. We're now seeing a bottom in the last trading session of 52.68 roughly, and it's going to be really interesting to see if this holds up in the next trading day. Now, why that stands out, in my opinion, is because if you draw the line back far enough, you can see this level holding up as a support here as well. So there is and also a resistance here. So we've seen it as a support and a resistance. There is a possibility that this could hold as a new support yet again. If we see this hold as a support, good things into next week, right? And so far, of course, the markets are not going to be opening until the new week, but we've seen a 2% gain in the post-market on Friday. So if that carries on into the pre-market in the new week, if we see this one start to slowly move up or even have a nice gap up on open, then we're in a good position. We're in a good position to see this one grow. And again, as the stock continues to have days like this, or has days like this, more interest just builds in it. So it's going to be really interesting to say. All I'm saying here is still a risky entry point, right? Still that possibility that we go back down to these levels or lower. That's obviously the case. But this could be a very interesting turning point. It's going to depend on what the first half of Monday's trading session and the new week says or shows us. However, for now, I think it absolutely depends. It's going to be a risky play anyway, but it could be an interesting entry point. For me, I'd be waiting at least until Monday afternoon to see which way the hype sort of leads us. But yeah, I think with the way this stock is turning now, with the way this stock is looking, we've seen this pattern that we have seen before. Downtrend slowing, right? The momentum just gets weaker and weaker, slowly start to build a little bit of support, bounce off it twice before seeing a bit of a rocket up. Now it's about seeing if we can hold these new levels and hopefully continue to rise ever so much higher. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.